Watch this.
Suggest that not only are the Iranians and the Qataris trying to influence the politics of the Middle East over there, but they're actually trying to influence American politics over here.
During my meetings with the top officials in Qatar to discuss potential major investments in North America, and they reiterated the fact that they produce more gas and oil than any other country in the region. So they don't really need the return on their investments. However, their investments in North America is a powerful weapon to influence the elections and see to it that the outcome will fit the Iranian interest.
Which is to defeat Trump.
To defeat Trump. I said we are looking forward to the defeat of Trump. And then we will see the first Friday prayer taking place in the White House as a symbol of our victory and the rise of the Muslim Brotherhood.
Her name is Ilhan Omar. She's a former refugee from Somalia. She's a Muslim American, and she is now the Minnesota State House Representative.
What did the Qataris tell you about her?
They refer to her as Sister Ilhan, and to them, she is the jewel of their political crown. And they told me face to face that they financed her, heavily financed her, and they groomed her. And they said, you don't need to worry about skeletons being found because the media will bury it. We've seen more than 6
this bitch needs to go.
Involving Ilhan Omar. Nobody investigated her.
Campaign finance violations, for example.
Exactly.
How do they control her?
Her weakness, money and sex.
How do they actually use their financial leverage to either influence or control people like Ilhan Omar?
America is a country of law and rules. We do it indirectly, and there are always loopholes that allows us to get through. I actually brought up, what about the media? He said, I think we're almost at the top of controlling that. And we have a lot of journalists who are on our payroll.
You're actually saying that these Islamic governments are making direct monetary payments to members of the mainstream media?
Correct.
These are not remote figures, but people in mainstream institutions?
That is correct.
What you're saying is that there is serious Middle Eastern and specifically radical Islamic intervention coming from abroad into U.S. politics.
Exactly. And I think it's more dangerous than the so-called Russian collusion.
Watch what this guy has to say.
But doesn't identity socialism and radical Islam make strange bedfellows? I raised the question with Imam Muhammad Tawhidi.
Any Islamist will tell you that America is the enemy of Islam. They're chanting death to America every single day. I did it for 7 years. Death to America, death to Israel.
What is the fundamentalist and jihadi agenda for America?
The future of America has to be Muslim.
So here's a paradox. In America, we have a political left. It's a progressive left. As you know, it's sexually permissive. And this political movement appears strangely allied with radical Islam. Can you explain this?
When I was an extremist, Islamist, fundamentalist, I would only vote left.
Why is that?
I saw them as very stupid. I would fear the conservatives because they come with principle.
Exactly.
That's not someone they can brainwash. But the left, I know they have no values and no principles to begin with. I dare you to find one Islamic extremist that votes for Donald Trump. Never do it. They'd give their vote to the leftist who wants to run around in pride parades. And Islamic extremists are against gays and homosexuals and transgenders, but they want the left to go and get busy with that. They want them, go speak about the climate, go speak about abortion, go kill yourselves, go do that. And Omar, she's fighting for abortion rights and all the other, my body, my choice, yes, go do that, But would she have an abortion? Never. Never. Would she kill a Muslim in her stomach? Never.
What's your take on her?
Fundamentalist, extremist, Islamist, jihadi ideology, a threat to national security, ISIS with lipstick.
Would it be fair to say that what Ilhan Omar wants is for all of America to look like her community?
Without a doubt. Firstly, the Muslims in Ilhan Omar's district are more radical than radicals in the Middle East.
New report by Congress says more
See,
than
that bitch gotta go. She got to go.
Americans.
Happy Sunday, guys. Happy Sunday. Listen, I know it's kind of awkward. I threw this little live out tonight without kind of a warning because I totally forgot. I'm gone tomorrow. So the plan was, guys, is I was going to do a live, pre-record it, and then it would have came on by itself tomorrow at the regular time. But you know what? At the end of the day, a lot of you guys like to have the interaction with me. Not too many people like the pre-recorded stuff. So I say, you know what? I'm going to do it Sunday. You know why? And I'll tell you why, guys, because when I head down to Calgary tomorrow, and for the next 3 months, I'll be in Calgary. The only time I'll actually be able to do my lives is what I used to do before. I used to have them on Sundays and Thursdays. But from now on, they will be on Sundays because let's keep in mind, guys, I'll be in Calgary, which is literally 4 hours behind Atlantic Eastern time. So I'm not going to be doing a live at 5 o'clock in the afternoon or at night or at supper time for a 9 o'clock for down here. That's impossible because I'm in training until 4:30. So just letting you guys know. So everyone, including the people in the back, starting tonight, every Sunday, I will be doing my live 9 o'clock. Same time, it'll be 5 o'clock for me down in Calgary, but as long as you guys know, it'll be 9 o'clock like usual. But instead of Monday, it'll be Sunday night. I don't know what other day I'm going to be able to give to you guys. Again, Thursdays is pretty much almost going to be impossible unless I do a pre-record on Wednesday night when I get back from training, and then, I send it off Thursday. Either way, I'll find a way, but more likely, it'll probably be a pre-record for Thursdays, but the Sundays will always be live for now, guys. So I hope everyone heard that. All right, so please, every Sunday from now on, it will be my live, and I'll put it on my Facebook status to let you guys know for the people that didn't get Nick's message today that I was going to be on live tonight. So I'll throw it out there anyway. All right, so welcome to tonight's show. Thank you. Sorry about last Thursday. I was in the Gaspé area. Really didn't have any reception whatsoever because we're at the tip of Gaspé. So to do a live, it would have been more of a headache because the stream was coming in and coming out, coming in, coming out. So there's no way for me to do it. So I just said, forget it. I think you guys, could have slept or, I hope you didn't lose any sleep over it. So anyway, thank you for joining in. I hope you guys loved that first banner that I shared. It's actually Manny that did it for me. I kind of like it. That little quote, this one right here. Let me. Manny was trying to make me look like a gorilla, but that's not me. Okay, I don't have hair on my arms, so that's not me. All right. So I don't know, he did it AI or Chat GPT. I'm going to see if it's possible to get the hair off my arms because I look like a damn gorilla with that. So before we begin the podcast, we do like we always do, guys. We see which ones of the freedom fighting fighters are out there, our common sensors, our Canadian rebels, I guess you could say, our patriots from the America. We'll see who's on tonight watching. And I got a lot of videos. So if Ron from the Winnipeg area is watching, he's going to love tonight's podcast with a lot of videos for him. All right. So first shout outs going out to Gilles Bourgeois, Vincent Guimau, brother from a different mother, Judy from Kentucky, Miss Annette, Skippity D Dog. I'm trying to remember who that is again. Skippity D Dog on YouTube. How you doing, Miss Tadaz? Roland, Nick. How you doing, Mr. Nick? Thank you for the shout out. Petty Voltor, Miss Jane, Manny, What's this? In this podcast, yes, but outside, not so sure. I don't know. But change the hair on my arms on that thing, buddy, because I look like a gorilla, but I still love it anyway. How you doing, Brenda Pryor, Miss Carrie from Ontario, Sheila from Texas, Linda. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Linda from Pennsylvania, but I could be wrong. Miss Sheila from Texas, of course. Kathy. What else? Karen Ross. Was a beautiful sunny morning until they sprayed the shit out of the skies. Yeah, I noticed that too. You never can get away from it. How you doing, Maria, Miss Nancy from St. Mary's? Who else? Mo DeCause from Somerset. I remember that. Mac, Andre Gauvin. I thought the podcast was tomorrow night. I hope you heard that, Andre. It's changed because I'm gone to Calgary for 3 months for training. So no matter what, it's no more Mondays. Starting tonight, it will always be Sunday, just to let you know because of the time change. I will let everyone know again on my status tomorrow. How you doing, Brenda Pryor? Who else there? Oh, Andre got that. Gloria, of course. Miss Sylvia from the island. Dan Marsh. Juanita. Why Sunday night? I hope you heard that. Miss Christine Edwards. High Performance. 27 from Alberta. I'll be there. How you doing, Miss Tanya? Sundays are better for a lot of people, to be honest with you, until the summertime. And the summertime is a little bit different, even though I think I do my podcasts on summer. I think it's on Sundays or Mondays. I can't remember. I think it's Mondays, only once a week during the summer. Yeah, it's on Mondays. And Sundays, usually I'm gone camping with my son or stuff. So yeah. But anyway, I'll give you guys the update when the summer does come around. Calgary Mountain Time is only an hour behind me for the Bud Shot. How you doing, Sean, brother from a different mother from Oshawa? Who else? Miss Jeanette Arsenault, Matt Sawyer. Saw my first Robin today. That's a good sign. Hey, I'm here, buddy. I was just talking to you on YouTube. Okay, that was you. And okay, Brian Matthews, how you doing, buddy? From PEI, that's a new face. Welcome to the show, guys. Brian, you'll love it. Miss Denise and Tamara, and Miss Elizabeth from out west. All right, first things first, guys. We start off for the newbies. We start off with the boring stuff, which is Canadian stuff. Don't pay too much attention to the Canadian politics crap. Like I said, it really is crap. It's just whatever happens in the United States affects the world. So we start off with the Canadian boring stuff, just to let you guys know, with the distraction and the draining of the energy that these people do. But I always said, don't pay attention. I'll start off in my hometown of why you shouldn't buy electric cars. Here's a 6-second video of just what happened yesterday. Yeah, there's nothing like having an electric car, guys. Definitely good on the environment, right? Is that what Carney says? Yep, definitely great buy for you. I mean, it's so idiotic to buy an electric car that even if you go on ferries, the ferries won't even allow it. Like the ferry from Newfoundland, from Nova Scotia or Cape Breton to Newfoundland, they won't allow electric cars on the ferries because of shit like that. The Victoria ferry don't allow electric cars. So yeah, you libtards, you man bun wearing libtards, go ahead, buy electric cars and see how far that you actually can go with it, because there's a lot of places that will not allow electric cars. And as you can see, that was just in my hometown. So again, we'll start off with the boring stuff. I got a few videos for the stuff that's happening in Canada, and then we'll get to the important stuff, which is in America. First things first, when I told everyone that Canada is a shithole and it's filled with Pakistans and Punjabis and Indians and Africans, well, check this out. This is in Lake Louise, believe it or not, Lake Louise in Alberta. Check out the shithole that this place really is now.
This is how Lake Louise, India, I'm in Canada, looks like.
You see how that parasite, that maggot actually said, mistaken Lake Louise for India. And, he actually meant it, because that's exactly what these people do. They actually are teasing and rubbing it in our faces, because, that alone was pretty disgusting, if you ask me. I don't know if I actually went to Lake Louise, if I would walk into that, what I would do. I'm not a drinker, but I can guarantee you if I was drinking at the time, you can definitely guarantee there'd be some words being said, pretty much go back to your effing countries. All right. As of now, probably I would shout that out. Either way, it's just disgusting. It really is. But what's more disgusting is this is what happened over the weekend in downtown Toronto on Yonge Street. For the people that are from Ontario or know what Yonge Street is, it's the busiest street in the entire Canada, and it's the longest street in the entire world. But check this out. Yeah, those engineers and doctors taking a poop, and right by the H&M store, which is on Yonge Street. I actually know where that place is, in broad daylight. What the hell do they wipe their asses with? And these are the same people. These are the same people that you see on all our fast food restaurants, which I don't eat fast food. So for the people that do, all our Tim Hortons people, which I don't eat food from Tim Hortons. So I mean, that's those people, just to let you know, taking a shit in the middle of the day. Now, usually you would see a homeless or someone that has mental issues doing something like that. That's why I said the word mental issues, because they're not mentally, sane. But these people are doing it because they just don't care. You understand? It's what they do in India. So for them, it's like, I mean, these people actually, there's some kind of event, a festival that happens where they literally are jumping and washing themselves with urine, with cow urine and poop. All right, just to let you know, that's a true thing. All right, it's just you can't get any more disgusting than it. So speaking of disgusting, here's another one from Mario up north. I don't mind the guy. I share a few of his videos. I really don't mind because he is an immigrant himself, but he's from El Salvador. I like him. I don't call him an immigrant just for the fact he did it the correct way. And the fact that he's an immigrant that hates immigrants he's got my thumbs up because, like I said, he does it his way. But I want you guys to check this out, how disgusting it really is in Canada when you're a professor at a university and this happens.
Why do immigrants get better treatment than we do? Watch this. I made a video talking about Conestoga College and I heard from a professor. He said, as a former professor, I can't even begin to tell you how bad it was. One story I'll share with you is a student who I caught cheating 4 times, including a word-for-word perm paper that was copied from another student. It should have been an automatic failure of the course and a review in front of the board, but it got worse. I was told I had to make his final worth 80% and that his term paper would not be counted in his mark. No academic integrity review, no recourse. During the final exam, he was a no-show. However, there was a person in my class who had never been there before. I let him write the exam, and at the end I approached him and asked for his student ID and his driver's license. This same student gave his cousin his ID and login credentials to write the exam on his behalf. It gets worse. I called security, and upon further questioning, it was determined that this person had received these credentials since the first year semester. He admitted to handing in assignments on behalf of his cousin. Automatic expulsion and deportation, right? Not a chance. I was forced to give him a passing grade. It happens in academia, and it happens in our society when they commit a crime. Judges are seemingly handing down less harsh sentences, probation, or time served in order for them not to get deported or in order for them to still get their citizenship in Canada despite them breaking laws. So my question again is, why?
Yeah, why? Can you imagine that 4 times, including at the end with a different person take it? Like, you can't make that shit up. And this professor, I don't know if he got fired or he resigned after that. Either way. So this goes out to Terrence Carrier. That's not true. I work on the Newfoundland ferry. We make them go towards the rear out in the open in case they do catch on fire. Well, I know for a fact, someone told me about it in Newfoundland, about the ferries. I didn't do any research, but I know for a fact 100% that the Victoria ferry from Victoria to Vancouver Island is 100%. You're not allowed to put any electric cars on that ferry whatsoever. But someone said the same thing for the Newfoundland either way, I know for a fact that they're going to ban it. All it takes is that one time. But if it goes towards the rear out in the open. So I'm assuming that if it does if they do catch on fire, you guys do have a way. There is got to be a way, because obviously you can't put those cars on fire as a firefighter. You can't put those cars on fire with water. It's a special, foam. So obviously you guys must have a shitload of those fire extinguishers with the special foam. It would be, I would say C, for fire extinguisher, it would be, the level C, that takes care of electrical. So we'll leave it to that. But okay, thank you for the advice. That lots of ferries in Victoria. Yeah, it's a safer place. Our backfire has nowhere to go. Okay, there you go. So there's got to be a way. And I think, well, obviously the ferries in Newfoundland are a lot bigger than the ferries in Victoria. So that could be a different thing too, because the ferries in Victoria, which I used to take when I used to live in Victoria, and I did the ferry going to Newfoundland, and yeah, they're like 3-4 times the size. So that would make sense. Either way, just a matter of time before that ever happens, and they're going to shut that stuff down. All right. So for the professor, that is just unbelievable news. I mean, it was really disgusting. But also what's really disgusting, also, here's another one from Mario. It's the Muslims. The Muslims are trying to sue the Christian churches for this. Check this out.
When I make my videos, I try to make sure that it's never personal, but this one is. Check this out. I never talk about religion, and I purposely don't, because I truthfully don't care who or what you believe in. Your choice, you're an adult, country full of different cultures, you do you. But when a Muslim school tries to open up a school in a Christian church and is not allowed, and they decide to file a lawsuit, I have a problem with that. And this is all just my opinion, but I think this is so disgusting that they think that they can use Islamophobia. And this to me is common sense, because the precedent that this would set, have the courts force churches and other religions to accept other religions and groups. How do you think you would feel if Christians started opening up Christian daycares inside of mosques or in the same building? The charter protects individuals against government action, not private landlords. Church is not the state. These constitutional rights that they think they have, they don't get bound directly. So the property owner, the landlord, and the church, they can do whatever they want. They can say no. Instead, the owners are being pressured by this Islamic group to go into this building. Now, the pastor, for speaking his beliefs and saying that the Islamic faith is trying to force their way in and force churches in Canada and other countries without big money and pressure to make their way into their buildings, he's allowed to hold that opinion. By definition, forcing a church or a landlord to host other religious groups literally would interfere with the church's ability of freedom of religion and association. Why is this personal? You see, I never met either of my grandfathers, maternal or paternal. But the person I call Papa, my grandfather, is my wife's grandfather. He's family, and he not only attends this church, he preaches there too. So when he called me and told me about this, I said, there's no way this is real. And he said, just Google CBC Hamilton Church. Sure enough.
Guys, I mean, what can you say? And they'll use the Islamophobia. They'll always use the Islamophobia to put you, literally to make it happen. So you get scared with that phobia. You know what I mean? You get scared with that Islamophobia, the homophobia, all that stuff. They've been programming this for over about 20 years. And this is what I'm going to use this as a common sense picture, okay? Because this picture says 1,000 words just by looking at this photo. Okay, check this out. Neglect your house and this will take over. No, neglect your country and this will take over. You can't say or explain a better photo when it comes to anything with Muslim and Islam and those other religions. That photo speaks all. And it's completely true. You let one roach in your house, you're doomed. It's the same. I've always compared Muslims and Islam, the religion, and Muslims, okay, two roaches. No one will ever change my mind, no matter what. You can call me as much phobias as you want. You'll never change my mind, no matter what. Okay? They're roaches. They've always been cockroaches. They're like locusts. They go like, if anyone knows how a locust, a swarm of locusts work, is they go from field to field to field, destroying each field. Well, it's the same thing as Muslims and Islam. They literally are locusts, and they go from country to country to country, destroying countries. That's the best analogy I can use for that. Okay, just to let you know. And speaking of that, check this out. This is our border patrol, guys. This, as you can see, stop by the Toronto Immigration Holding Center to see how the Canada border officers enforce immigration laws. And this is Gary. I can't pronounce his last name, so I'm not even going to try. This is our, which is totally absurd, like totally ridiculous that this person, Gary, whatever his last name, wasn't even born in Canada and is in charge of public safety. Make it make sense. And if you can look at that photo on the top right-hand side, you'll see for yourself. There's not one white person in that photo whatsoever. Okay? Not one white person, not one real Canadian in that photo. And I don't know if you guys seen this, but it's going to be news. So anyway, a border cop, all right, check this out. So a border cop just got charged along with a truck driver. Okay, I think you guys will see this. Let's see your comments if you heard about this. So within the past couple of days, all right, is a border cop got charged for letting in a transport truck holding drugs, cigarettes, you name it. All right. So they were watching him, apparently. I don't know what they did, but they charged him and they charged the driver. Now, I was kind of curious. I was like, okay, a border cop gets charged and because he was on the take. So to me, I want to find out, I want to find out. Was I right? Am I right? Could this border patrol be immigrant? Sure enough, it happened. I can't even pronounce his last name. So, I mean, you guys will see it all over. I'm hoping you'll see it all over the news, but I don't have it for you tonight, but you'll definitely see it. Anyway, I don't know what his last name, how to pronounce it, but it's, long. Okay. And Punjabi, and the driver was Punjabi. Okay. So this is what I'm saying. When I did a live today on TikTok, even though the people that follow me on TikTok, I did a little 10-minute live today while I was driving back home. I got a strike for that, just to let you know. One more strike and my TikTok's gone because of the sound violation. Basically, I don't know if I call them Punjabis, cockroaches. I don't know what I said. Either way, I got a sound strike and another strike. My account is banned on TikTok, which I really don't give two shits about TikTok anyway. I'll just open up a new account, but I'll lose all the followers, whatever. I'll start it all over again and do it all back again for TikTok. So anyway, I read about that. They basically walked away. Nope, that's something else. That's something else that you're talking about, Ron. That's a whole different 8 kilos of fentanyl. They walked away. I got a video for that. I'm going to show you that in a second. Love my hat. So do I. So no, this is a whole different one. Now the border cop and the Punjabi, the other Punjabi, they're getting charged. As for what they're going to get charged with and how long they're going to be, I mean, they're probably out right now. But either way, it's disturbing. It's really disgusting. And I mean, like, check this out, guys. Deported from Canada, finally, 2 of them out of 10 million. The CBSA deported 2 Punjabi men from Canada for alleged gang crimes and extortion is the bottom. You guys can't see extortion. This is the kind of trash. When I look at the Singhs and all that, the Sandhus and all, this is the kind of trash I look. I don't even care if they came here for a better life. I look at them as these kind of people, no matter what. It doesn't matter if they're nice or. I look at all of them the same way. To be honest with you, like these people right here. Look. So these 4 got arrested for robbing Canadians. Yep, for scamming Canadians, guys, right there. And you can Patel. They're all Patels. It's either Patels or Singhs or Sandhus or Deeps. I mean, they all have the same age because the same last names because they all breed the same way like cockroaches do. That's the best analogy because I think there's only like really 5 Punjabi names, and they're all the same names because they're all related. All right, they're like roaches. I've said it 1,000 times. They're like cockroaches. They breed like cockroaches. They breed with their cousins. They breed with their first cousins. I don't know if they breed with their sisters yet. That's more like Africans, and that's the truth. There's villages, a lot of villages in Africa that breed with their own siblings, just to let you know, including probably the people down in Elma and further off in St. John there in those areas. Could be a joke. I don't think so, because there is a place near our St. John that were, believe it or not, I think in the 80s or 90s, that had the most incest people in the entire Canada. So we do have some incest down here too, but I mean, those are people that live in the woods that watch the movie The Deliverance, which was a pretty messed up movie. But anyway, no matter how anyone shakes it, I don't care if you think it's a whole different racist kind of comment, but I don't really give a shit, to be honest with you. Call me racist, call me homophobic, call me whatever. Just don't call me collect, and don't call me to tell me that you made shepherd's pie and put cream corn in it, like Marcel Perry would say. Love that guy. Okay, so speaking of that, before we get into the real stuff, one more thing. I'm going to tell you how idiotic New Brunswick people really are. This is for the rest of Canada. I'm gonna show you a little comment today that someone posted that they helped out a couple that were stranded on the side of the road. This gentleman helped them out. He stopped. He found out they were from a different country, which, kudos to him, because if I can tell who's from a different country, and if I would have seen that, I would have kept on going. That's just me. But he actually stopped. So as he stopped, I think he was changing their tire. And as he's changing their tire and helping them out, they start getting what's the word, comfortable with them. So they told them some stuff, that they're from a different country, and they're telling them how much the government helps them, and the bank, how much money they get from the bank. And if they want to start a business, they get $250,000. For $50,000, they don't have to pay. They don't have to pay interest. They get something like $15,000 each, credit free from the banks, and so on and so on. $3,000 for clothes, a year of living for free, like just piles of shit. And the guy said he was so disgusted he didn't even want to finish doing their tires, but since he was there, he just did it. So the question is as he put this rant down on his Facebook, you had this retard, and I do mark the word retard, okay? Check what she puts, okay? This is not hard to fact check. Blaming immigrants, and especially refugees, for the financial state of Canadians is not just wrong, it's embarrassing. Refugees also require a sponsor, which is not government support. If I understand the process, sponsorship is often through a church or organization, but can also be an individual. They do not get free rent unless they're sponsored. Like this retard. If I wasn't banned on Facebook, I would have been banned after this. I would have been banned. Anyway, I sent her a personal message, and I sent it to somebody else. I want to show them, my buddy Jesse. I said, thank you for sharing that. Check what I wrote her. And I insulted her from top to bottom, guys. I wouldn't be surprised if they banned me on Messenger. But I called her a libtard, vaccinated, hope the jab hits you sooner than later. How dumb can you actually say that it's not the refugees that are the reason why Canada's in this situation? The economy is to shit. When you bring in 10 million, not 1 million, 10 million, and it's on the government site how many they brought in the last 11 years. When you bring in 10 million refugees and you put them up in hotels, and they overload our healthcare, and they overload our education, and they overload our welfare system, you're going to tell me it's not because of the refugees why our economy is like this, with no jobs, inflation, rent's going up for everybody, food's going up, whatever, and you're going to tell me it's not the refugees/immigrants' fault? This lady, when I was driving, I literally hit the horn on my car of how angry I was. But then I looked at her profile, and she does something with horses. She raises horses. So basically that just proved a lot of mentality, that she's in the middle of the woods, that doesn't know fuck all of what really is going on out there. And I really do hope, and I hope God doesn't punish me for this, but I really do hope that I do support the depopulation agenda. I really do. I would have did it a different way if I was part of the elite club, though. But I do support everyone that votes liberal, everyone that votes Democrat, everyone that supports transgender, everyone that supports Black Lives Matter. These are the people that need to be depopulated from society. And I don't have any kind of remorse for these people that are depopulating from being vaccinated because they believe in the government and all that shit. But this lady had me steaming that I couldn't believe how dumb she really was to say that comment after what that guy just said. And this guy wasn't lying, obviously, because he had proof. But she went and threw that comment out, just to let you know. So anyway, that was my rant for her. I could have strangled and throw punch someone today, but we'll leave it to that. All right. So first, that's enough for Canada shit, because that's as boring as it's going to get for Canada. Let's get into the real stuff. Let's start off with this. You know how people saying there's no one here to save us? Well, obviously that was actually made up, believe it or not. When you hear that saying that there's no one here to save us, that was actually is a line, it's a program that was designed by the Democrats, by the way, just to let you know that it was designed by the Democrats to throw that out there to go against Trump. That's another saying to go against. Trump's not here to save us, like Mr. Freedom, who's still, on roofing powder. But anyway, check this out, because we all know, and you've heard me say it many, many times, and I'll just let you guys hear what he says, and you tell me what he said that I've been saying for the last 6 years. All right? So a little interaction with you guys. Listen to what Trump says. It's 30 seconds.
Because people don't understand it's a big chess game at a very high level. It's a very high level chess, the highest. And I'm dealing with very smart players. These are smart people. They don't get there. When you deal with some of these people, you're dealing with high level intellect, very high IQ people. These are not Jasmine Crockett and her group. These are smart people. These are really smart people, and violent people, and vicious people, and some very nice people. And some are very nice but violent. They turn violent.
What did he say, guys? Anybody? When is Nazera going to happen? Well, remember Bob and Lori from Grand Falls. Remember how the word is save Israel for last, right? In order for Nazera Jazera to happen, what is one of the 10 things that has to happen in order for them to roll out Nazera Jazera? Even though there's like 10 different things, what is one of the most important things before they roll out Nazera Jazera? Let's see if you guys have been paying attention. Let's see what you guys. Number one is, what did you hear Trump say? What did you hear Trump say? Obviously, chess, right? Chess. But you guys are all getting it. Wars. There can't be any wars in order to do the Nazera Jazera. Why do you think Trump is doing everything in his power to get rid of the dictatorships of countries? Iran's the last one, and then Israel. All right, Israel is the one that literally is the cause of everything. That's why it's always been said, save Israel from last. But if you listen to retards like Mr. Freedom, who says that Trump is Netanyahu's puppet. Remember how he keeps on saying whatever you call him, Netanyahu, whatever, the prime minister of Israel is Trump's his puppet? Well, no, I'm sorry, that's not true. You know why it's not true? Does anybody know what happened to Netanyahu, whatever how you pronounce his name? All right. Yeah. Cuba, Venezuela. Yes, that's Mexico. Obviously, Iran. Netanyahu. There we go. Netanyahu. Yeah. Bibi. We'll call him Bibi. Those were the most, besides China. And I've already said China, there's a shadow government. I've already said that. And it's got nothing to do with Xi Jinping or whatever you pronounce them. They have a shadow government. All right. China's got the most population in the entire world. Do you think one man is the one running the whole show of China? They do have a shadow government, just exactly the way that United States has a shadow government. But let's keep in mind, there's only 400 million people that live in the United States. And how many people live in China, guys? Does anybody know? Right? Does anybody know how many people the population of China is? Anybody? I do. What do you guys think? Is someone going to Google what's the population of China? I can tell you it's almost 4 times the size. 4 times the size of United States. No, it's not 500 million. No. Nope. It's more than 1 billion. India and China make up almost 1/3 of the population of the world. Did you guys get 1.8 billion? Thank you, Mo. 1.8 billion is what they estimate. All right. But now, I was about to say that, now the birth rate in China is completely zapped. Completely zapped. There's no more birth rate. Does anybody know why the birth rates are not going up in China? But it's something like 1.8 billion in China. India is 1.4 billion. And there's another place, and I can't remember, that those 3 countries make up 2/3 of the populations just on those 3 countries. And I can't remember because I'm having a brain fart. Manny says 1.4 billion as a recent estimates. Yeah, okay, 1.4 billion. 1.4 billion is what they're estimating. So yeah. So their birth rate is completely gone to crap. And that's because of that's because of this. That's why their birth rate is crashing, guys. Their birth rate has taken a dump because of those that they were all forced to be taken. Not volunteer, forced, just to let you know. So they have 1.4 billion. So they are literally 4, 8, 12. They're almost 3.5 times the size of United States in population. All right. So yes, Xi doesn't have full control of all China. They do have a shadow government. All right. Just to let you know. No, Skippity D dog. It's not a bad thing at all. It's not a bad thing. I never said it was a bad thing. India is I don't know if India is more than China, but it probably definitely is. I mean, if you take India that has Punjab and Bangladesh and all that, if you guys want to look up the number of India, it probably would be the 1.7, 1.8 billion. I think they surpassed China. But if someone wants to look that up, it probably would be more than China. Because let's keep in mind, they didn't force the jabs in India. So Gloria says India has passed new laws preventing Christians. The population of India is estimated to be 1.443 billion as of 2024. Well, Manny, try 2026. I mean, like they're like roaches, right? Christians spreading gospel. Canada allows Hindus to practice religion freely, even allowing this 50-foot monkey statue to be erected in Toronto. I've seen that. I'm surprised that statue is still there, to be honest with you. I'm really surprised. I don't live there, but I guarantee it wouldn't last if I'd be living down there. And I've seen that statue in Brampton. Either it'd be on fire or it'd be all painted up. Either way, there'd be something happening. All right, let's get some videos, because obviously Ron's going to freak out and then take off. But anyway, check this out. Anyway, you guys were right when I said Trump mentioned chess game. What did we talk about chess, guys? 5D chess, remember? He's even said it himself. And for the people that don't believe, when Trump, when Trump said something like Biden is dead, and now that the whole, Epstein files, when it said Epstein actually literally said that Biden is executed. But I like this guy. This guy's pretty funny. He's a comedian, but check what he
Joe
says.
Biden was executed.
Do you remember when tall Biden showed up?
My wife would get mad and my kids would get mad. I'd go, that's not Joe Biden. Stop saying that. Like, his eyes are changing. Now all of a sudden his head's back. Like, you can say it's Botox. I don't care what you say. It's not him.
He was 7 inches tall.
It's not him.
He stood upright, walked weird. I'm like, huh? That's just a weird.
Okay, so if the Epstein files are real, it says he was executed. Joe Biden was executed in the files. You saw a fake Joe Biden.
Yeah, I mean, I get a kick out of that when people still laugh about Joe Biden. Oh, that's just foolish and conspiracy. But you had actually Donald Trump that literally came out on TV and said Joe Biden was executed back in 2020. And these libtards still are like, okay, literally it's like I don't understand it. I really don't. Here's a little history, because we all know history is a lie. I've always stood by this, even though it literally one time when I put a video like this, they closed my account on Facebook. Like, they shut it down completely. I had to open up another Facebook account. I hope they don't put a strike on this one, on this new account, but we're going to throw it out there anyway. It's about the history of Hitler, because people still do not believe that Hitler was a good person and was literally representing Germany of getting rid of the Jews, because we all know about the Jews back in, well, if you don't know, you're going to find out now. Hitler decided to get into politics because the Rothschilds banking system totally crippled Germany. They had it by a stranglehold. So when Trump, oh Jesus, I'm comparing Hitler and Trump. When Hitler came into power, he got rid of all banks that were owned by the Rothschilds and kicked them out. All right, and they became prosperous. And the whole thing with the Jews, all right, the whole thing with the Jews is, well, you're going to see this video right here. But the problem with that is there were a lot of Jews back then that were doing transitioning into transgenders. That, like, you know, believe it or not, transgender started back in Germany in the 1930s, just to let you know. And homophobes and homophobics, or homos or gays and all that. And of course, Hitler was against all that. And if you don't believe me, it's very simple, because Israel was never a country until the 1945, when the Rothschilds, Rockefellers took a piece of land from Palestine and put Israel there. That's why Israel, the Zionist Jews, because believe it or not, guys, one thing that I hate more than Muslims, and just as much as Muslims, is Jewish. I really do hate them with a passion also, because the real Jews, the Zionist Jews, are the ones that are greedy with their money. And let's keep in mind, even though they say they are the people of God, that is not completely true, because one of the deadly sins, one of the 7 deadly sins, is greed. And we all know real Jews are very greedy people when it comes to money. And we also know it's one of the 7 deadly sins. But check this out. It's 2 minutes and 17 seconds long with this person explaining about Hitler.
Who knows the first 2 laws that Hitler implemented? Who knows the first 2 laws? Before the Nuremberg laws. Before that, we're talking about years before it. Hitler first comes into power. What's the first 2 laws? Okay, I'll save you the time. Rule number 1. No more pornography. No more homosexuality. None of that garbage. Not allowed. Berlin, in the 30s, in the 20s, was the Sodom and Gomorrah of the day. Homosexuality, pornography, all the bestiality, all the garbage of the world, that was the capital of the world. He outlawed it. You're no longer allowed, closed all the bars, all the gay clubs, all the production, which were all run by Jewish people. Unfortunately. Second rule, you're not allowed to charge interest. No more interest. Now you would think, why? What does he care about interest? Well, because all the people that had the money, that lent the money out, were Jews. He said no more interest. Why? Because of the high interest that the Jews charged people was so high, it ruined, it destroyed the economy in Germany. They destroyed, just like they destroyed Russia a few years before that through their communism over there. Jews destroyed Russia, not Goyim. Jews destroyed. Communism is by Jews. Well, don't let anybody confuse you. You look at history, Karl Marx, all the other Reshaim, they're all Jews. Wicked, but nonetheless Jews. They destroyed Russia, and he wrote in chapter 2 of Mein Kampf, they destroyed Russia, now they're destroying Germany. Go to the store to buy bread, you had to take a whole horse carriage full of money. By the time you arrive at the store, it wasn't enough. Why? Because the inflation rate was so high. The bread became so much more valuable and your money went down. And at that time, the Great Depression was happening around the entire world. Everyone was in a financial collapse. America was a financial collapse. England was a financial collapse. Germany collapsed worse than everybody else. But after he passed this law, within 6 years, Germany became the leading, wealthiest economy in the world. They called it a financial miracle. Why? They were the only ones that were bold enough to stop interest. This is one of the biggest reasons of why he hated Jews. because they destroyed the economy because of their greed.
Yep, and yep. And I think someone said, I can't remember who said, Curly, May, Q, not all Jewish people, Jeff. Did I say all Jewish people? I think I call them Zionists. And the Jews that are greedy, the people that are greedy, those are the people I'm talking about, because greed is definitely a sin. And if you don't believe me, Curly, there is a place, and I think I shared a video, but I'm not sure. There's a place in the States, and I'm trying to remember the state. Maybe you guys can help me out, okay? There's a place in the state. There's a state that the Jewish people have literally taken over the state, just as much as the Somalians are taking over Minnesota. And I'm trying to remember, there's a documentary on it. And I don't know, I can't remember which place it was, the state, but there's a documentary on it. And I'm trying to remember who did the documentary. And it was unbelievable. Is it Idaho? Is it Idaho, Nancy? That they literally have taken over these towns, like completely taken over, that the townspeople don't even know how it happened. And it happened so fast. It's not Rhode Island. I'm going to try to get back to you guys because I want to share that. I want to share that documentary on YouTube, but then my account got taken down. So I'm trying to remember, but it was so disgusting. It was so disgusting on how he was showing everybody what the Jews really did, and how they're treating the regular people, the American people. And I'm going to find it. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to, and daily, they're all on social services. All these Jews, all these Jewish people that are ravishing this state, and I'm trying to remember where it was. They were all on welfare with between 4 to 8 kids. All right. So yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. It's disgusting, but I will find out who did a documentary on YouTube on it. And it's one of the YouTubers that I usually follow. I'm just having a brain fart, and I'll try to find that YouTube guy. And I don't think it's Nick Shirley, but it could be Mo. It could be Nick Shirley, but I'm not 100% positive on that. I don't know if it's Nick Shirley, or I can't remember his name. But anyway, he explained on what the Jewish people were doing in this place, in the States, and these 2 towns. They literally took over everything. They even got their own Jewish cops. You guys would be disgusted if you've seen it. You would look at the Jews, like if you think Jews are good people, you would look at it as the way you're looking at the Somalian people right now. But it's someone like him, and I can't remember who it is, but I promise you guys, I'm going to write it down and I'm going to find it. I'm going to find the YouTuber that just went down there, and did something, a documentary, and showed exactly what the Jewish people really are. And you guys are going to be really pissed, just as pissed as you are watching the Somalians rob and do the welfare scams down in Minnesota and everywhere else. All right, just to let you know. It's a kid too. Mo, you're on the same thing I am, and I can't remember who the kid is, but they really, he really did some damage down there. All right. What's this? I would tread very lightly when talking about Jews because they are God's own people. Jesus was a Jew and God. If they are evil, God says will bless those who bless Israel and curse them. No, that's not true, Nancy. That is not true. Please stop it with the Bible. Please stop with the Bible. There's nobody in this face of this earth that knows anything about the true Bible. And there's no such thing as Israel ever being a country up until 1945. If you don't believe me, Nancy, then that would be your mistake. but I am 125% positive when I tell you that Israel was never a country up until the 1945, no, 46, 47. One of those years, I'm aiming at 1945. I know that was World War II, but I'm thinking 1947. Please, someone help Nancy. There is no such thing as the word as Israel in the real Bible. I'm sorry to harsh on you. It's not. It's not true. Just it's 1948 that Israel became a country that was literally by the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. Just to let you know, there's no such thing as Israel as a country before into the Bible. It was rewritten or after rewritten over the years. Nobody knows the exact wording that Jesus was a Jew and Jesus was an African and Jesus was this. All I know is Jesus was Jesus. All right. But the Jews want people to believe that Jesus Christ was a Jew. It's all pre-programming. All right. Just to let you know, nobody knows. And I really don't care. I still believe in them. And I don't believe in what is being said in the Bible. Right. Just to let you know, I do believe that the earth is a firmament, which is on the first page of the Bible and repeated over 200 times. That I do know. But as for the Jewish saying that they're God's people, that is not true, because most Jewish people, if you see the Zionist Jews today, and if you watch that documentary, which I'm going to share with you guys, you will see it for yourself. They are not they are definitely not God's people. And everything that's going on in the world today, every elite, every Rothschild, every banking, every healthcare CEO, all of that are all the Jews being put into that place. Just to let you know. All right. That's my, that's my take on it. I mean, you don't have to go with it, but I'm going to tell you now. Don't believe whatever you think what people are saying, that God or Jesus was a Jew and all that crap. Because I wouldn't be talking like this unless I was 125% sure. And Israel was never in the Bible, the real Bible. Just to let you know, Israel wasn't even a country that existed up until 1947, 48. Just to let you know, you can look that up, and then you'll be like, oh shit, how is that even possible? If Israel was in the Bible, but it did become a country, why do you think Palestine are asking for Palestine back? You understand? Now you're seeing why Palestine's getting pissed off, because Israel took the best portion of Palestine from them and has been spreading out like locusts, and that's why they're pissed off and they want their country back. Just to let you know, not that I really care about Palestine, because I think those people are just as retarded as anything else. So anyway, that will be it for tonight, guys. I will be back, but I will be this Thursday. I'll be back Thursday, but I'll be in Calgary. I don't start my training until April the 6th. So with that being said, I will be able to be on the live for this Thursday. All right. As you guys are doing all this thing with the Bible stuff, I mean, you guys can talk amongst each other. I thought Palestine was Jordan. Either way, what it was, Israel didn't exist until the late 40s. So just to let you know, that's 100%, 110. And that's why we hear the word save Israel till the last. All right. That's why we hear that. There's a reason for that. I can't decipher it yet, but I can tell you that Netanyahu Bibi is no longer with us. Just to let you know, that's what I want to close off the show. Just to let you guys know that Bibi is no longer with us. And I don't know how I bounced from here to here, but this, just to let you guys know that, Netanyahu, whatever you call him, died on March the 8th, 2026. No one has seen him. They came out with a lookalike of him, but they killed him. All right. The Iranian people or there's something that happened, but he is no longer with us. And this has been going around, just to let you know. And his son always posts stuff. And for 7 days, his son did not post anything from March the 8th till March the 15th. And that has something to do with their 7 days of mourning, okay, in their religion. So anything you see from Netanyahu or whatever you pronounce it, sorry guys, I'm butchering the name. You'll notice that it's not the real one. He's no longer with us, and that is all over the place. I mean, there's a lot of people that have covered that, saying that he was assassinated or a bomb got him. Either way, I don't care. The whole point of why I brought it up is he is not controlling Donald Trump, just to let you know. No one's controlling Donald Trump. Donald Trump in the military is controlling everything. All right, just to let you know. But it's not going to be BB from Israel. Save Israel for the last. There's a reason why I can't just decipher it. I don't know why, but it's going to be biblical, I guess is the word I can say for that. So with that being said, I'll see you guys Thursday. I will be in Calgary for Thursday, and then like I said, once my training starts, guys, it's only going to be Sundays. But I will see you guys Thursday. I love you guys all. Take care. Have a great time. Have a great rest of the week, even though it's just starting. And like I said, I mean, take care. We will feel pain before it gets better. All right. We will be through the pain. We're going to feel the pinch before it gets better. You can thank your liberal voter for that. Adios, amigos. And like Don Cherry says, you people hold that line. And we'll see you guys Thursday at 9. Adios.
Miss out. Bringing you the real truth, exposed. The Canadian Don is digging deeper, asking what others won't, and broadcasting it uncensored. For real. Join the conversation live with facts you can see and voices you can trust. Subscribe today.